A couple of her types of books by the Thinking Tree are a Teach Yourself to Draw and Research Handbook. These two are different, but they go together. And then there's these kind that are do-it-yourself, make your own book type. So what these look like inside is they have the different animals. And we'll start, take a good look at it, notice the shading, and has a little bit of direction. I actually really like how it shows us. It makes it really light, and then you trace over it to make it darker so that you're copying this image here, but you're getting some guidance. And this to me feels more like a right brain dominant style of learning to break down the steps and learn it because it's taking the whole. And this is taking the parts, but it's in the context of the whole. A left brain dominant learner would want to take the shape of the head and the shape of the legs and stuff like that and try to piece it all together, and that can be kind of confusing for people who need to go from whole to part instead of part to whole. So I would have loved this as a kid because I'm definitely more of that kind of a learner. So like they'll have these, and then you would try to fill this in so that you wouldn't be able to tell where they connected, which is a really cool challenge. And then they have, you know, try to draw it without any help at all. So that's how all of those are. That style is every single one of the Teach Yourself to Draw series. And this one, for instance, this is kittens. That one was wild cats. This is kittens. They also have Teach Yourself bugs, how to draw bugs and butterflies, how to draw horses, and several others. So basically any animal your child wants to draw is probably there. So it's the same idea, same format for all of these, but with just different animals to do. And then I'm pretty sure every single one of the Teach Yourself to Draw books also has a book that goes with it as a research handbook. And so it looks like this. So this one, you would find your own resources at a library or Google searches or going on a field trip, something like that. And then research time all about tigers. There are many ways to find out more about the animals, encyclopedia, blah, blah, blah. I'm a tiger, I like to eat, and then they would have to fill this in. This is how I get my food. My special abilities are draw my favorite foods. So, oh yeah, and this is what I do best when I have, when I was a baby, I live in these parts of the world, draw my habitat. So each one has something like this. Looks like there's maybe six page layouts for each animal. This is how I protect myself. My worst enemies are, I know I'm in danger when, draw my enemies. And this is kind of fun. What's my score? So 10 means the animal is the best to add a trait, and 1 is the lowest. So are they good at swimming, jumping, running, hunting, hiding, climbing, flying, gliding, helping humans, building, traveling, and then you rate them all in this, and then you figure out the score. So that's kind of a fun little thing. Use this page for your research notes and discoveries. Use this page to sketch for sketches and drawings based on your discoveries. And then it goes into the next animal. So this goes really well with the Teach Yourself to Draw, and it also has some drawing in it as well, but you can use these for extra research. Okay, and then this group of books, and there's several more than what I have here, but they're do-it-yourself, so there are no questions at all. But I really like how it's set up because the design around, I think, makes it sort of inviting, and then it has blank spaces, lines, and varies that a little bit, so it's less intimidating than just a book full of lines or even a book full of blank pages. So this one, for instance, this is a field trip journal. So what we've done with this one is we've drawn some pictures and we've written about little field trips that we've gone on, and we haven't filled it too much in yet. We've cut out pictures that was like from the Arboretum here, and then we've pressed a few flowers and things like that. So this is how we've used it. You can you know, definitely do more writing. My kids are younger, so we don't do as much writing. I usually write for them. But it's just kind of a nice way to keep track of the different field trips you've gone on. So we use this as a whole family. We all kind of share and add to it, and I'm kind of in charge of adding to that one. And then this one is another example of a do-it-yourself in the same inside. So what you would do is if you found these books on Amazon, and you wanted one like this, you'd look for the cover that had what you wanted. There's one of useless information, there's one of grammar rules, and you would, as you learned those things, you would fill it in here. So this one, for instance, is cooking ideas, and so what I've done is I kind of tend to change recipes, so I thought, well, I'll keep track of a few that I change and add them in here. And this was fun because I actually had my daughter write down how I was changing the recipe, and then they each drew a picture of the pizza that we were making, so that was kind of fun. And I think they used highlighter to go to decorate around that. So anyway, this is really fun. You can do these yourself, and those are an example of these two types of thinking tree books.